You're listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Well, power to me, this is your boy Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. And today, it's a celebration. What? We got an amazing creator that just launched their Kickstarter today. And is this Kickstarter kick-ass? No pun intended. Whereby, let me tell you, my man is a writer and a creator, and we have him on deck. He's a future star. Because I got to read a preview that he handed out. Let me tell you, yet another fire project out the streets of NY, baby. Let's find out from what part of the street my big homie is from. The writer, creator, the one and only Eddie Lema.
Al Mega, what an introduction. I won't have an introduction like that for the rest of my life, man. So I'm just going to stop right here. No more podcast shows for me. I'm done. That was dope, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No one. Only I got that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So what up, Papa? How are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yes, today's launch day, man. I've been looking forward to this day for the longest time. A project that I've been working on for years. Finally, I'm starting to see it come to fruition. And yeah, I needed to get on your show. So really appreciate you having me here.
I've seen you all over the place. So you're definitely pimping it. It looks like you're doing some Hollywood style press. And every podcast, making the rounds. You know, I like that hustle. See, that's the spirit of indie, someone that believes in their projects. And let me tell you, I was telling him in the green room, I've kept the campaign page open for about an hour, and I've actually seen it go up. You know what I mean? So I see this getting funded in no time. You know what I mean? Again, 35 days, and we're gonna get into all that madness in a little bit. All right?
Yeah, so there's a story beyond that. Yeah.
let's reel it back. All right. So obviously with that New York cap, and then we were talking in the green when we were talking about New York. OG from what part of New York you're OG from? Bro?
New York, Westchester to be specific. Westchester County from New York. Yeah. Yep.
All right, back. Now, the most important question I would be asking in your life, bro. What was the first thing in fandom overall that you ever fell in love with?
Oh, wow. See, there's a lot to choose from there, man. I remember Star Wars. Remember, I'm OG here, so I remember Star Wars when it originally came out. My brother taking me to Empire Strikes Back, so Star Wars is a good one. But probably the first show I was really into and I really dug and I watched it on a consistent basis was, you remember this show called Star Blazers? Battle of the Stars? Battle of the Stars. Battle of the Stars. So that was one of the first that I really, as a young kid, really connected to. As a matter of fact, a lot of those themes were in my comic. The themes of, if you remember that, right? Every episode they would end with like this 246 days left, and what's going to happen to the Argo, wherever, stuff like that, And so, yeah, I always appreciated that. So I would say Star Wars and probably that one. But who isn't Star Wars? I hope I didn't bore you with that one. Who wouldn't say Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I'm saying, I always like to ask that question because when you find out what they first fell in love with, you almost kind of see how it matches with whatever current project they have. It's funny.
That's a great point. And that doesn't change through time, you think? You think someone who, for example, dug science fiction, that as they got older, they kind of got out of it?
They've gotten out of it, but at some point they worked on it.
There you go.
That's the thing. So it's like, okay, so somehow they've always touched back to the first thing, that they fell in love as a fandom, not just overall as a fan, but
correct.
They connected to.
Yeah, that's why it's a great question, man. That's why it's a great question. Yeah, that's a good one.
So talk about then growing up. Did you have a tribe in your young geek life, or you kind of a lone wolf?
No. It was, growing up in the suburbs is fascinating, right? Because being so close to the city, being so close downtown, you really see what's going on in the city, and of course everything starts moving up, right? So you get the later parts of it, And I had a stepaunt who lived on the Lower East Side, and I would go visit her on the summertime. And what I would do is I would sometimes spend summers there. And boy, can you imagine the contrast between like a suburban dude and then bringing it up to the city? And that's where my first connection of hip hop happened. That's where I saw my first burner on a subway. That's when I saw a block party.
You said LES, it's a rap, of course.
Yes, of course.
There's nothing but graffiti when you were taking the train crossing over from Brooklyn.
Correct.
You know?
Absolutely. So you remember the galleries of art that passed by you, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So were you part of that gallery?
Yeah. No. See, this is a distinguish. I got to distinguish this from other. You know, I'm not a graffiti writer. I'm a graffiti artist. So the difference is a writer obviously is hitting the trains, doing the walls, beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
I took that aesthetic and made it into my artwork. You know,
Okay.
and really it followed me for the rest of my life because really that aesthetic, that style, the vibe is something that comes through no matter what I'm doing. I mean, thankfully for me, I work in the professional graphic arts field, so I can use my artwork to make a living off of, you know. But whatever I do certainly has that kind of flavor to it, and I'm certainly appreciative of that.
So when did you start picking up then, the pen to design and or the marker or the spray can?
As a kid, you know, I was always at, and so that was the thing that identified me, no doubt about it, Al. Like, you know, I was a kid that knew how to draw, so that was the first thing that I was kind of known for. And then whatever came up at the time, you know, there's just little girls that like to Smurf, you know, I draw Smurfs for girls, and I'd get popular that way, or then graffiti, people tagging their names in bubble letters. So I would always use it to kind of connect with people. And thankfully for me, I'm very grateful, Al, you know, that I could take my passion and do something with it, you know. And a lot of this story is about that, about the influences that we get around us and how it really shapes and molds us.
Right. So when did you start taking steps then to really start being creative as a young man, or is this something you did later in life? Right?
No, always as a kid, always, you know, middle school, high school, one class artist. You know, I knew I wanted to do something with it. And then, so I would say it was always within me. And, you know, it's like in any kind of art that you have, as you go on in life, you pick up on it, you build upon it, you try to create your own style, and then you know, you take it from there. But I do remember, Al, the first time I touched a Mac computer and I started doing graphical work, that's where it took off. You know, that's where it came into what's called a vector art. I did a lot of vector art. This piece I have in front of me, as a matter of fact, that was originally like a marker piece, and then now that's a vector piece where I actually draw each line with vector lines. And so vector file, you can blow up the size of the World Trade Center, or, you know, blow up the size of the Empire State Building, and it actually retains this quality. So that's where I do a lot of my work in.
So when you discovered that, was it a learning curve for you, or did you immediately absorb it?
Yeah, no, well, it's an extension of what I was doing before, right? Because if you're an artist working on markers and pencils, you know, you obviously you take those fundamentals and you bring them over into anything new that you're doing. So you just got to use the tools. They're just different tools, right? So you have to learn how to use that tools to get, you know, whatever you want to accomplish. You're using kind of different tools, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing, right? You know, art to me, it's broken down into something very simple. It's always been the battle between light and dark. It's the contrast of colors. It's, you know, when you put something light against something dark, it gives you something beautiful. And so that's always been my philosophy in any kind of my artwork, is that if I want to make something pop out, you know, to put something light against something dark, certain colors against each other, and they do something to us, even on a deep level when we see art that way. So it's always something I carry throughout my whole life. Yep.
Excellent. So talk about comic books. I mean, you have this wonderful book that started today, folks, on Kickstarter. All right. You know, why the medium of comics to tell your story?
Well, it's an interesting story. So what I do is every year I start a new project of something that I've never done before. So about 4 years ago, I decided I'm going to take all of my graffiti work and I'm going to make it into vector art, and I'm going to open an Instagram account. And I've never done it before, never been on any kind of social media. This is about 3-4 years ago. So let me do that. And everything always has a metric. And at the end of that metric was like, if I get 1,000 organic followers, I've accomplished it. I did it. So I did. I started creating Instagram. I created an Instagram account, started bringing up followers, and I still have it to now. It's the Instagram ZNK238. Met so many writers, so many, you know, not only graffiti artists from around the nation, but around the world, you know. And it's been such an experience, you know. So that was 1 year. And then another year, when I was in that Instagram thing, I created a short story, something I've always had in my head. It was about a robot. And in that case, he was called ZNK238. And it was about a robot who lands in the middle of the South Bronx during a really poignant time in the South Bronx. So I did, if you go to my Instagram account, you see it there. It's like it's an amateurish way of me telling the story. And it's only like a couple of panels. But it kind of, that was the germ of the idea. And I always knew I had the story in me. And a lot of the robot is really a lot of who I am, right? Because we write what we know, right? And so that's what I decided. I said, you know what? I want to create like a screenplay of this. Because I originally envisioned it as like a movie animation. So
Oh,
Al, I knew nothing about writing screenplays, none of that. So that's my project for the other year. So I'm gonna get school. I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna read books like Save the Cat, which teaches you about the the story arcs and 3-act structure. And so I studied that for a year. And at the end of that year, my thing was I had a screenplay. It was called End of Zed, and it took me a full year to write it. And but it was so fun, So now getting back to this year, I'm like, okay, well, what's the vehicle I'm going to take with the screenplay? Obviously I can't make a movie because I don't have Al Mega money, so I can't make a movie, So I got to do something.
Millions, not yet, anyway.
Not yet. But as I was reading it and going through with a friend of mine who's actually an editor, he goes, "This would really lend well to a comic book, man. It is vibrant, it moves, and there's some things that we can change within the script that really make it pop." So my editor, Brian Zanzanago, we kind of started brainstorming of how it would look like in a comic book. And then that was it. Once we started kind of condensing what a movie script looks like into the comic world, I knew that I couldn't draw it because I'm not a sequential artist, So I really wanted it to really work well. So I hired some artists, got some artists from Brazil. That was super important because not only were they very sensitive to colors, since they were South American artists, but also very sensitive to lighting. And this story takes place, there's going to be 4 issues. This setting takes place all in one night. It's all in nighttime. So that had to be super important that the artist knew that well.
So you're bringing us like a warrior's approach to this story. How to be in the South Bronx, right?
Al, listen to this. Oh my gosh, you're reading my mind. You know how you characterize my story? It's Wild Robot meets the Warriors. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you picked that up. My goodness.
Excellent. You know what? We're talking about this. Check it out, folks. This is that fire project, folks, that is live right now. Right. So first off, let me do a quick refresh. That's what I did last time. I said, "Ooh, it went up." So great. So where we at? Great. So check it out, folks. 35 days to go. 17 backers. A big old salute to you guys. Bless. Out of a $1,500 goal, we're at 425. Exciting for day one. We're gonna get there. It's gonna get there, man. I mean, what a beautiful book. You know what we gotta do? My man got a video here. So let me put this screen on. We're about to watch this video, and we're gonna dig into the world of End of Zed.
My name is Eddie Lema, and I'm the creator of End of Zed, a project I've been working on for years. The story follows a robot who crash lands in the Bronx in 1982, severely damaged and with no memory, as he navigates one of the city's most turbulent times, shaped by the rise of the crack epidemic. He also discovers the powerful, positive force of hip-hop.
Where am I? Party people, are we ready? 3, 2, 1.
End of Zed isn't just another comic. It fuses the rebellious energy of New York City with a gripping dystopian narrative. This story delivers visually striking action and powerful themes. If you're into bold, unapologetic storytelling, then the End of Zed is for you. By backing this project, you're not only helping bring Zed's story to life, but you'll gain access to exclusive rewards. I can't wait for all of you to experience Zed's world. Back my project today and become part of this amazing journey.
Woo, you saw that, folks. What? You saw that art, that coloring, that vibe, that feel. Man, my dude is bringing New York into your hands right here, and a bold adventure here. I can't, dude. How exciting! All right, so let's start digging into it, kiddo. Again, it sounds better like this. Right? We're at 28% right now. Let's go. Let's get higher. Let's go. I think it's Zed. I mean, it's Zed, man. Where is he from? Can you tell us that? I mean, do we learn this in the story? What can you tell us about this character?
Well, he's a robot. He crash lands in the middle of the South Bronx in 1982. He has no memory. He's badly damaged, and he has to navigate through, as I mentioned in the video, probably one of the most turbulent times in the city's history. You saw the negative part of the crack epidemic starting, but then, of course, it saw the positive impact of hip hop, which, as we know, brought new music, brought new art, and as well as new fashion. So he has to uncover his origin here while he's on here. He's going to uncover really what his purpose is. Is he connected to this world? Why is he here? And as he goes on, he will start to see, you know, is there a purpose for him being here? And like the Warriors, when he lands, he sees a timer go off, and he's wondering, "Uh-oh, I got 4 hours. Well, what's this mean? Self-destruct?" So yeah, it adds to the intrigue, and we're going to eventually see where he's from. A lot of thought and design went into his design, though, Al. A lot of thought went into it. Took us about 4 months just to do his, you know, his design, his character design. Yeah.
Really? 4
months.
I mean,
yes.
so how was that between yourself and the artist? And
correct.
You know, again, it's through the internet. So how was that communication like? You know, do you know Portuguese, bro?
No, exactly. I wish, right? No, I wish. Well, remember, I already did the majority of it in my Instagram one. I already knew what his shape was going to be like. And, you know, I'm really big into character design. If you notice, his head is kind of big. He's kind of small because I wanted to create like a somewhat of a toddler kid feel, because I wanted the audience to feel, the reader to feel that he is lost, the fish out of water story. You know, he is vulnerable. And so every little thing about him, even from his ear falling off to that he's not really like a super sophisticated robot, because there's a connection with Earth that we'll find out later. He doesn't come down looking like Voltron, you know. And there's things in the first one that will connect him, you know, that maybe he has a history here. So a lot of thought went into it.
I mean, and, oh man, and then just the artist. Look at those colors, man. Talk about that team. Who's so is the artist also doing the coloring, or do you have a whole team doing all separate tasks? And so, who are they? And
well, you have the main artist. His name is Lucas Assis, and he is the inker as well as the penciler. And then we have his counterpart, G. Sabino, also from Brazil. He takes care of all the colors. And you know, it was a little hard, Al, is that like I knew as an artist that, you know, I certainly wanted to collaborate with someone, but there's a lot of things that I wanted to make sure that we did according to what my vision was. So I was a little worried about that, right? Like when you hand off your vision to someone. Yeah. So I needed to make sure that they were patient with me and that we could work together. And, you know, yeah, it ended up working out great. They understood the style. And it was a true collaboration, because by the time we started to get going, they were introducing new things that I never even thought about. So it's the true sense of word collaboration. Yeah. That's the one thing I told them right from the beginning, though, Al. I said, listen, this is not campy. I don't want no campy bullshit. You know, I don't want, you know, a lot of people, when I told her the idea that I was going to write this comic, a lot of them were like, oh, wow, is the robot going to like break dance or pick up a mic and start rapping? It's like, no, this is a serious kind of thing. I don't want to make it campy at all. So I wanted to make sure that the artist understood that.
Isn't it funny? Anytime that I hate that. Like it's a comic book stereotype. Oh, is a hip hop comic? Is it going to be rapping in it and all this? It's going to be a rhyming throughout? Like, no, not necessarily. Why do you always got to say that? I mean,
yeah, you know, and they lessen it, right? You water it down when you do it that way. There's a real story here, and you know, his powers that he picks up is truly something miraculous that happens when he's around the hip hop generation, the hip hop culture, you know. Because in essence, the robot's me, Al. The robot's me, man. You know,
the robot is you. Who's the crew that you fell in love with in hip hop?
Oh gosh, how far do you want to go back? My goodness. Yeah, but I mean, listen, all my favorites: Tribe Called Quest, you know, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, Third Base, Guru, EPMD, yeah, all of them. You know,
rest in peace, Guru. Man. Fuck yeah,
man. I mean, to this. But think about it, Al. To this day, what music makes you still feel that way, right? What music still gives you that power, right? And invigorates you. You know, I can't find it, and hip hop has never left me with that. So I appreciate that.
100, bro. 100.
Yeah.
And and then look at the backdrop. Oh man, no, you didn't, bro.
Yes. I had to get people to that time. They needed to know where they were, you know. And certainly, the silhouette of the towers is, it's a very profound statement, isn't it? Profound image, you know.
It is. It's, you know, it stops people dead on the tracks. For me, bring me back some memories, because where I lived in Greenpoint, they were basically in front of me. I grew up looking at them all the time, you know?
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah. So everyone's got a different story about it too, right, Al? Everyone's got a different story in terms of, yeah.
Well, I remember my day, that's for sure. I mean, but look at this, man. And this poor little guy, I'm digging. All right, so we got covers, right? I mean, oh, man. Woo!
Yeah, that Harrow cover is dope. So the first one Lucas did, the Harrow cover, there's an artist from the West Coast. His name is Harrow, but actually he's from the original East Coast, you know, and he's out in the West Coast. And I knew I wanted to do a graffiti, pay homage to my graffiti friends, and do a graffiti cover. So I created the End of Zed tag there, and he created the actual character, making him look like this style, which I call like a graffiti style. Look like graffiti. You can see this probably on the side of the train, and it would look so dope. So I'm so honored to work with him.
Yeah, but that fucking font, the way you did that, holy shit.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
I wish I could. I was just putting my name up. It was horrible.
Oh, what? With a spray can or? Okay.
Yeah, around the way.
Okay.
Mommy caught me one year.
She gave you the weapon. She gave you the real weapon.
Yeah, man, with the chancla. You don't fuck around. Chancla, bro. Yo, these women, let me tell you, if you were making all Puerto Rican female pitching team with chanclas, everybody gets struck out, son. Everybody. Perfect game, every game.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we need that kind of discipline back, man. Because we turned out okay,
Yeah, you ain't lying. I'm still afraid of chancla and shit. Man, have you seen somebody did a thing making fun of their mama and the infinity chancla?
No. Do people know what chancla is? Let's define that first.
A chancla slipper, one of those that you put your toe in, one of those.
Right, that's it.
Yeah, and mommy, Puerto Rican mother could kick those up in the air, catch it, and just like heat seeking.
Use it like a boomerang. Hits it and then comes back.
That's the Puerto Rican, the Latino boomerang. Yeah, boy, that should be a weapon for a future comic right there.
There you go, La Chancla. There you go.
Godmother chancla and shit with the boomerang chancleta.
She has two chanclas like in a holster, like in the Old West, and she just comes out like that.
That might be a future villain for Zed or whatever happens. No me tengo una pela, muchacho, el diablo ahí,
Love it.
Yeah, but this is so dope, man. That cover is fire. Then we're talking about stickers too, right? When we talk stickers, physical copies. Oh man, nice.
Appreciate it. Retail bundle.
$35 for a retail bundle. Wonderful. That's 5 copies, folks. Look at that. What?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then get your name immortalized. A custom. Oh, that would be dope, bro.
See, for only $250 only. You notice I mentioned only, right? Only $250. You get a tag. Yeah, I will tag it up, and there's only room for like 4 places within the comic that has enough real estate for me to do something nice for you. And so yes, that's an exciting way of kind of like immortalizing yourself within the comic,
And that's iconic too. On the subway train from back in the day, I remember those going to Coney Island, seeing those back. When I was but a wee laddie. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, they made a big impact on me, I'll tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, we got some stretch goals here, man. Yeah, if we hit a 2,000, we'll get a 5x7 print of the actual cover. I took out the logo so you can actually see all the beautiful artwork there. Same as that one communication scene, and then of course the graffiti one if we reach the 3,000. But I got an announcement here, Al. I got an announcement. If anyone pledges right now, okay, if they pledge right now, I'll give them the very first cover posted one. So I'll remember you that you actually pledged right now, and I'll send you that one once your pledge comes in. It'll be part of it. Lupons.
Big Lou, if you pledge, just show proof right now. I'll refresh this in a little bit. Don't be
there. You go. you know how it's like, yeah. So yeah.
I always tell people, listen, if you guys want to get involved, you guys can get simply about for $1 because you're nice, you know what I mean? And why not? What's $1 nowadays?
Absolutely.
Right? Show some love. But other than that, now if you guys want to get started, you got a nice little tablet, you know what I mean, that you read at home. I don't suggest you take your tablet on the train. Not nowadays anyway.
I know, right?
Just messing with you. You can start for as low as $5 to get a digital PDF, all right? That's either cover A or cover B. All right. Now, if you want to smell the ink, baby, and get yourself some box porn and be able to show off your friends this physical book, and yeah, baby, like that. What type of ink and paper you're using? What you're using a particular year, sir?
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I'm actually going through some of the samples of which one I'm going to use, but I definitely want it to be high quality, right? I mean, I don't want to go through all this and just give you some kind of like tissue paper comic book. It's going to be definitely high quality.
Beautiful. And look at that. We could get those at $10, baby. That's right. At either cover A or B. All right. Signs at 15, mi gente. Let's go right there. Either cover. And then if you want some stickers and a physical and a PDF, because you don't want to, put fingerprints until you meet Ed right there in person, right at a con. Because we're going to talk about what cons he's going to do. Because once this takes off and blows up, he's going to have to make Comic-Con appearances. No choice. Be forced into the community. Retailers got to get involved with y'all there. I mean, come on, guys. This is great right here. 5 physical copies of the book for $35, and you saw what they're going for. So I think a great deal for retailers out there. You make a little bank right there. That Master Graffiti set, that's dope. That's probably my favorite right here.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I wanted to keep it simple. It was my first Kickstarter, first project ever, and that's one of the biggest. I tell you, that's the biggest advice that I took from people. It's like, Eddie, this is your first one. Keep it super simple, and then you take it from there, because it's hard enough. I got to tell you, what an experience. Not only all the time to write the story, then to work and collaborate with someone to create the comic, but then that's nothing. You got to start marketing it. You got to start hitting it and advertising. And that itself is its own beast. So it's a lot involved.
It is. I know a lot of great people that help creators do that. I know some creators that love doing it on their own. It all depends on who you are. If you want to be a workhorse, but I see that you're the type, hey, I want to learn. So yeah, I think you're the type, I'm gonna do it all dolo, man. I got this. And I like that energy. That's the spirit of indie. That's that New York hustle, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it.
It's certainly a hustle, man. It's certainly a hustle. So do you miss New York, Al? I mean, you've been away from what do you miss and what don't you miss?
Well, no, I miss the fact that I don't need a car to go every place. Over here, man, I need a goddamn car even to go to the supermarket. Back home, everything's walking distance, and always something to do. Where I'm at now, nothing to do unless you drive a little far. And I miss a good pizza. Goddamn, do I make good?
And where's your joint? Which pizza place?
That every time I go to Kingsland Avenue in Brooklyn, Nona's, man.
Nona's, okay.
Thin crust, cheesy. Bro.
What about DeFara's?
With what?
DeFara's Pizza in Brooklyn. You ever heard DeFara's? DIFARA? Oh boy, it's like an Avenue J, but it's really down. I mean,
I haven't been down that way. I do my Brooklyn there. And another one is in Manhattan Avenue, Russ Pizza. Their crust is thin crust, nice amount of cheese, and then when you fold it, it cracks.
Oh, you're getting me hungry, man. Yes.
But yeah, you could get it right now. I can't get nothing. Oh,
so what's it?
I'm hungry now. Shit.
And there's no Cuchi Fritos around you neither, right? I mean,
close too, because the time. Listen, Webster, you guys played the best restaurant y'all had. Like they knew it was gonna happen. They're like, yo, they only give you a 6-month lease. If they see you make money, they raise the rent on you. Gangster, right? They don't even want to give you a year. They want to give you 6 months to see if you make bread. And they were making bread. All these gringos was loving this. They finally had some food with sazon. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, and they thought.
So what do you do for that then? Where do you get your pizza and your good food now then?
No, I could cook, and thank God my boy found a spot in Connecticut near him. And funnily enough, he lives in a town called Brooklyn, Connecticut.
Wow, holy cow, okay.
So he found a spot there. He goes, you got to. I promise you. And I went, judgmental, looking all snooty and shit. I'm a pizza pro, but let me tell you, they're definitely the best that I've had, out here since New York. So I said, all right, bro, you finally understand what I meant. He goes, yeah, because I had to make him go to New York for him to understand.
Okay, good.
So yeah. So talk to me about con appearances and stuff. Is this something that's planned in the future? What you doing? Is that going to be part of your marketing? What's going on there?
Well, that's a great question, Al. I got to see where the audience is. This is one thing about this comic that's kind of unique. Certainly an indie comic, no doubt about it, but it's got a different flavor to it. So I really want to see what kind of audience I could build up. And I'm starting to see where that's heading. So wherever the audience is, that's where I'm going to kind of make it connect to. You mentioned something like Comic-Con. Boy, that would be amazing to go to cons and do all that. But certainly you got to build an audience first before you do it. And the feedback I'm getting initially, I mean, and we just started today, it's just been amazing. Even during the whole year of marketing this and giving out the free 5 pages of the comic book, you know, it's something that people think is really fresh, man. They've never really kind of seen it before. And the story is really dope. I know the first episodes of anything, you know, you're kind of setting out who he is, what the plot is and stuff like that. So the same here, but certainly it's got a lot of twists and turns. And at the end, you're going to kind of, you know, want to get the rest of the episode. So it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope.
Well, listen, that preview idea is wonderful. A way to get people curious. I definitely loved it. You left me obviously on the cliffhanger, so thank you very much.
Yep.
What a tease. That's what they do, these New Yorkers. They give you something and they kind of tease you, and then you're like, oh shit, bro. They're like, yo, well, the rest, you know, papi, you know, like, yo, what you need. Hey, this guy got me, bro. Definitely, I got to pitch in because this book is fire. The art is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm definitely intrigued by where you may be taking this. Like I said, I did pick up like immediately, like, oh, this. Well, that's what's up, bro. He got this Warriors vibe, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, perfect, man. I'm glad you noticed that.
You definitely going on the right lane. So, okay, this gets funded. You know, like what's popping out there? When this happens, when this gets funded, is this a single book? Is this going to be a maxi series, mini series, graphic novel? I mean, what's the Zed verse looking like?
Yeah, so it's going to be 4. It's going to be 4 definitely episodes. You know, and 4 issues, and the first one's really going to dictate how well I do, because I'm not only going to do Kickstarter, I'm going to do some other crowdfunding things too, and then from there I'll be able to see how ambitious I can get with the other ones. You know, yeah, eventually it will be a graphic novel because I think it all ends well. Again, it's a story that lasts through the whole night, and so to kind of cut it up into 4 sections and to deal with his arc of where he is and where he goes to, and then the twist, man. I can't wait till we get to the end. You know, and
teasing this guy.
There you go, yes sir. But Wild Robot, did you see Wild Robot, by the way? The movie, or know of it?
I know of it. It's on my watch list, but I have to, I have to watch Transformers 1 and then Wild Robot.
You do.
I gotta watch 1. I mean, you give me the origin of Prime and Megatron, and Megatron's my boy. Yeah. I mean, if I was in my other stuff, I have a shelf dedicated to Megatron. You know what I mean?
Okay, nice. And you know the whole story, right? How they both knew each other, and like do you know that history? Because in the movie, man, they really touch about the origins of how they were. Yeah, it's really well made, man.
Yeah, my brother viewed it. Hasbro hooked them up with a treasure chest of all the figures. Pretty cool.
Was that your first fandom? Huh? Transformers? Was that your first fandom?
Well, see, that's funny. It was definitely in robots. So that's why I've always loved Transformers, Mazinger, Voltron, Robots. Yeah. Give me anything with fucking robots.
Yeah.
You know, some of my favorite Marvel like hero or anti-villains, Deathlock, kind of half robotic, right?
Right. True.
It's a fucking robot.
True.
The only kind of natural human I like from Marvel, just real talking, you know, just come on, man. There's only one White Tiger, you know, along the Puerto Rican line, like
right.
Appearance right there, his first color appearance right there.
Wow, okay.
That first Deathlock right there, which happens to be the first George Perez artwork too.
Nice, man.
You know,
all right.
We got a part of our history. I got the DC cover Justice League with the PR flag right there. You know, we got a nice, man. Baby. You know, we don't get much rep. Nice. We do.
Yeah, man. Well, I got to tell you, man, my best friend's Puerto Rican, and I've never met. Have you ever asked yourself this, Al? Like, I've never met such a group of Latinos that love their country, man. Like the passion, like every minute, like showing you their love for PR, you know, showing you through what they wear and their attitude. It's a beautiful thing. I don't see it in other kind of Latin countries, unless I'm just maybe because I grew up in New York and I see it. But the love and the passion from PR is just amazing.
We loud and proud over there. That's what it is. Sorry if your neighbors kept you up at night, you know, playing the start sign and shit. Otherwise, they always popping. You know what I mean? Shit.
Exactly.
All right, man. But I'm excited, man. Because let's see. It was at 4:25. I'm gonna do a quick refresh. Let's go. Quick refresh. And see, guys, come on, don't be lazy, guys. I know it's only Wednesday. And then, you know, they just spend some money at the comic book shop. They're waiting for Friday, so that way their spouses don't get mad and say, "Oh, you buy his comics." You know, Don't be scared. Just do it. Say that you buy the digital, but get that physical though. Get all of
There you
them.
go.
All right.
It's half your money too, man. That's right. If your husband is half your money too, so you can spend it on what you want to do. You know.
I listen. One time, this is my favorite. One of my favorite stories. When I was in New York, right? I was selling. Somebody gave me a drum as a gift, like, but just one piece, as if I had a drum kit. I said, "The fuck, I need this for." Like, all right, so I put it up on Craigslist. So you remember that?
Okay.
And I sold it. It wasn't this big box. Homie comes through. He looks at the box. He looks at me. He goes, "Bro, I want this, but can you do me a big favor?" I'm like, "Sure." He goes, "Can you keep the box?" I'm like, "Why?" He goes, I got to throw this in the garage with the rest of my shit. That way my wife thinks it was just there. I was like, "Oh, are you serious?" I started dying. We laughed like for 10 minutes together. I'm like, "You, that's gonna, why you bitch will fuck me up? You crazy?" He started saying, "Oh, this shit." Oh my God. He goes,
"Oh, that's crazy.
I need it." I was like, "Oh, that's funny, bro." That's funny.
So you kept the box, and he just took the drum.
Hey, I needed to make the sale. I ain't gonna say no. Sure, I'll keep the box. Fuck it. When my lady came at the time, she looked and I was like, "Why is the box empty?" I said, "Okay, so this is what happened." And then she goes, "Damn, you guys are evil. Do you do that?" Obviously, the question comes. Of course, I'm gonna say no. Have I? Of course.
You needed the sale, man. That's great.
I mean, you tell me, what guy has not done that and one day sneak something into their crib?
Probably, I'm sure. Listen, as a little kid, you snuck things in your own house even before being married, so I'm sure.
Yeah, for real. Oh, Tasha, don't tell me those stories. That's another show. Oh man. No, but hey, I love the energy. But tell us then, based on what you've done thus far, because for real, like your marketing journey, very impressive, bro. How you've been pushing it with the preview, and then from this morning, you've been up and about like this is a fucking Hollywood, press.
Sure. Junket. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So this whole press that you're doing. So, what keeps you energized, and also what would you tell others, like also trying to build projects like you in regard to handling how you're doing it?
Like I was telling you before, Al, about how like every year I take a project that I work on and I try to build it, and it's something just for me. And I think that's the biggest thing I'd like to walk away to every creator, that there's a God-given gift that God gave you, whatever the skill was, and I think you have to pay respect to that and use that somehow, whether it makes you a better person, a better father, a better human being. You have to really use those skills that were given to you to come to some kind of, to get some kind of piece of goodness from it. So my thing is with this was a story that was dear to my heart, and I knew that I was going to take it to the best level that I could take it. It's that simple. And if I had to get the best artist to do it, I'll find the best artist. If I have to wait a year for me to take it out and be patient, I'll do that. And if I have to market it every day, that's what I do as well too. Because then at the end of the day, it's a reflection of me, and there's nothing, more precious than time. How you spend your time is super important. So if you're going to do a half-ass way or you're going to do a full way, that's on you, man. So this is going to go full turbo, and we'll see how far we can take it,
And is that an End of Zed t-shirt you're wearing?
Yeah. Stop marketing, man. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Hey, folks, look at that swag too. Hey, my man doing it. And then he's wearing the right hat, folks.
Yes,
so
sir.
Sorry, Dodgers fans. I love you guys if you guys are Dodgers fans. But, for the next week or so, sorry.
How do you feel about it, Al? Do you think they'll do it?
I think the Yanks got this. I mean, listen, it's been some time.
Yes, it has.
The boys are hungry. It is time. We're gonna do it. I mean, we fought through this. I know we were speaking in the green room like the Dodgers lost an icon. Today, and can that invigorate and fire up that team?
Yeah,
of course it can. But I think the Yankees have an appetite. The empire is coming back, baby.
Sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
And there's other like sports in New York. Speaking about things that things about New York that you miss. I'm sure the New York sports scene is something that vibrant, and it's great to be a part of it. When the city team is winning, the place goes bananas. So New York is one, and then
when I first moved to Massachusetts, you know, obviously I'm wearing a Yankee cap, or my keychain. I had the New York Giants, right? And that one time I had a Yankee wallet, right? So I pull it out, and some old man's behind me, and he sees my wallet. Oh, I like your wallet. Look, I got a Yankee wallet too. And we start talking about the Yanks, and we're moving up online. That once we got to the countertop, the lady was like, "All right, I need you guys to do me a favor." Like, yes, they shut the fuck up about the Yankees to get the fuck out of my store. I said,
oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Holy shit, yo. Even my ex once, we were in a shop, right? And we're walking around, and some dude literally just stops in front of her and says, "Love your hair, hate your hat," and just kept walking.
Oh, wow,
like, you're a dick.
It's fandom, man. That's the fandom, dude. It's personal to people, you know. It's personal, you know.
Yeah,
I know with me, what the Yankee hat means everything, man. The Yankees gave me a lot of great time, especially with me and my brothers watching the '78 Yankees and Munson and Reggie.
Oh,
there's a lot of great connections to the Yankees, you know.
I still have a Munson card in my collection. So
oh, nice, man. And I remember the day he died, man. Tears rolling down my big, fat, chubby cheeks, man. Yeah, that was a tough time, man.
Well, my favorite one was I almost had an old man attack me in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So he asked me, "Oh, you like baseball?" I said, "Yeah." He asked me my team. I said, "Yankees." He goes, "Ugh." I said, "What's yours?" He goes, "The Boston Red Sox." He said,
okay.
In English, of course. So I said, "Oh, la mierda roja." Bro, this old man, he goes, you know, in Spanish, he's telling me, if I was younger, I would smack the shit out of you right now.
Oh, wow. Holy cow.
And then my ex's cousin is there, and he's here. He says, "What the hell is going on? Why is he threatening you like this?"
Did you do something personal? Did you talk about his wife? Yeah. No, we were just talking baseball, man. Yeah.
Old man was about to thug me out. Almega was about to die before the legend. Holy shit. A salute to that old man, yo. Mierda roja.
Mierda roja. Love it, man. Love it. Well, listen, people are passionate about their sports. I would love the Yankees to do it. I feel pretty good about it. I don't want to feel too good, right? Because then sometimes you get a little too cocky and they end up losing.
No, we got this. We got this. Like I said, it's not going to be a sweep. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to say six.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yankees.
I'm with you. And I'm thinking that Judge is going to wake up. How about that?
Oh,
Judge has been slumping. He's going to wake up.
I hate them shits. The motherfuckers that you pay that good money awake all the year, and then remember like Canseco with the Oakland A's
with the A's
during the year, and then here comes the playoffs. You know, it's like, bro, they need Viagra for their bats or some shit.
Yeah, there's some people that can't perform, but then again, there's some people that can, like Derek Jeter, right? You remember Jeter whenever October came,
and Bernie,
and Bernie. Oh my gosh, Bernie baseball, man, of course.
Man, Bernie became the new Mr. October. You crazy? Yeah. Oh shit!
But equal Bernie, boy. But equal Bernie. Yeah,
again,
man.
Those smaller players that contributed so much, and that's what again. And it's just like comics, right? Everybody contributes. And a beautiful book like you did here with End of Zed. And folks, you know, I mean, I'm sharing this Kickstarter link. We got to segue back to these comics. We're talking about winning teams. This is one right here that created a beautiful book. And the Kickstarter's live now. We have 35 days. So you know what that means, guys? That's a month worth of checks. So if you get paid every 2 weeks, that's 2 checks. If you get paid every week, that's 4 checks. So no excuse that you don't tell me you don't got $5-10 to contribute.
There you go. Do the math. That's right.
Support our indie creators right here. Amazing indie creators. Because if he's going to do new projects every year, that means, if this gets funded, maybe he's going to do the cartoon or the movie after all. And, you know, we all need some work. Y'all want to act, you know, come on. Let's start getting our resumes and our film reels together so he can look them through.
There you go. Yeah.
Taking this.
Yes, sir. That's
it's happening. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Mi gente. Yes. And when this book gets funded, folks, it's going to be a fire book. You guys will not be disappointed. Trust me. Check out the like I said, the preview. All right, they can check it out at the website right here.
Yep, they can download the first 5 pages. Absolutely, gives them a good flavor of the story and everything. So, yeah,
take a look. Trust me, it impressed the shit out of me. And of course, show some love on social, Instagram and TikTok at End of Zed. And Zed, that's spelled out for you guys in the UK, because I know you guys to say the letter Z as Zed.
Right, right.
Z-E-D, all right? Yeah. It's letter Z. It's not Zed. It's Z, all right?
Right. Try before you buy, though. Thanks, man. Thanks for leading them to the site. Try before you buy. And like you said, a good New Yorker will let you test it. And then, like a good piragua, man. You remember the piraguas they sell? I'll give you a little taste of a little piragua. And then...
piragua, bro. That's another Coconut. Thing. There's no piraguas out here. I'll tell you that much. None.
Nah. But when I come see you, when I come see you, I got to bring you a lot of stuff now, man.
Oh, bro, yeah, but you can have a trunk full of shit, bro. It's gonna be you're really gonna look Puerto Rican when you're coming down this way for sure. They're gonna be, oh shit, but I'll give you a flag and everything that way you can look official. Don't you worry.
There you go.
And then with the Instagram, follow the art at ZNK238. But most importantly, mi gente, this is the biggest deal right now. It is this Kickstarter project. All right, End of Zed, a robust odyssey of survival, discovery, and purpose, baby. It is live now. Let's go. 35 days to go. Like I told you, there's no excuse. You got that paper. Let's make it happen. Yo, Ed, you're a wonderful guest. Thanks. Let's go, Yankees, bro. High five. Pow. There we go. Para que sepan, mi gente. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody that tuned in, show some love. Again, support this project. Thank you for supporting Comic Crusaders and everything else, but you guys rock. Hasta la próxima.
Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercakes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.